All right, everybody, welcome back. Looks like we're taking a deep dive into Google business profiles today.
That's right. We're going to be looking at some listener-submitted stuff about making those profiles really stand out.
Yeah, you guys sent in some really interesting stuff,
Yeah.
and I think it's going to help a lot of people really crush their local competition.
Definitely. I mean, there are a lot of businesses out there that are missing out on some of these really simple but effective strategies.
Oh, for sure. And you know what? One of the big things that kind of jumped out at me when I was looking at this stuff, it's this idea of a proximity engagement score.
Yeah. I'm really glad you brought that up. It's interesting because a lot of people think that just because you're the closest business to a customer, you're automatically going to rank higher in those local search results.
Right, but it sounds like that's not really the whole story anymore, is it?
Absolutely not. This proximity engagement score, it kind of throws a wrench in that thinking.
So tell me more about that. What exactly is this proximity engagement score?
Well, think of it like this. It goes beyond just looking at how close you are physically to a potential customer.
Okay.
It actually looks at where your potential customers are searching from and how they're interacting with businesses like yours online.
Hmm. So it's kind of like it's taking into account things like, I don't know, are people clicking on your website? Are they calling your business? Things like that.
Exactly. Engagement signals. That's the key here.
So I guess that makes sense, right? Because if someone's actually engaging with your business online, it's probably a good indication that they're interested in what you have to offer.
Exactly. So even if you're not the closest business geographically, if you've got a high level of engagement, you could actually outrank a competitor who's closer.
That's interesting. You know, it kind of reminds me of, remember back in the day when we used to look at things like driving directions data in Google My Business?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But it seems like this is kind of taking that idea to a whole new level.
Absolutely. It's a much more nuanced and sophisticated way of looking at things.
So how do we actually put this into practice? How do we actually use this proximity engagement score to our advantage?
Okay, so the first thing you got to do is identify those hotspots.
Hotspots.
Yeah, the areas where potential customers are actively searching and engaging with businesses in your niche.
Got it. But how do we even know where those are?
That's the cool part. Your Google business profile actually gives you some clues. Think about that people also search for section.
Okay, yeah, I've seen that before.
Right. That thing is a gold mine. It's telling you what other businesses people are checking out when they're looking for something like what you offer.
Huh. Never really thought about it that way.
Yeah.
So let's say we found these hotspots. What's next?
Then you dig into those engagement signals, things like drive requests, when somebody on Google Maps clicks directions to your business.
Right.
It's a super clear signal of intent. And by analyzing these signals, you can start to understand customer behavior, like where they're searching from, what kind of interactions they're having with listings.
So it's about looking at the data and figuring out how people are finding you.
Exactly. And that can really inform your strategy.
This is really fascinating stuff. And, one of the things that really caught my eye in the research is this idea that you can actually be farther away from these hotspots, but still be doing better than your competitors.
Right. That's the cool thing about this whole proximity engagement score, right? It's not just about proximity anymore. It's about being the best.
So how does that work?
Yeah.
Like, how can a business that's farther away still kind of win in that sense?
It's all about engagement. You can actually outrank those closer competitors if you've got those killer reviews.
Yeah, reviews are huge.
Amazing service, unique offers, all that stuff drives engagement.
So basically, Google's saying, hey, even if you're not the closest, if you're the best, you're going to rank higher.
Exactly. And if you want to take your local rankings to the next level, there's something that can really help you out.
You're talking about that GMB Crush 30-day ranking challenge?
Absolutely. It's called Give Me Just 30 Days, 2 videos a day, and I'll hand you the blueprint to dominate the local 3-pack.
That challenge is an amazing resource. If you guys are serious about boosting your Google business profile, this is the way to do it.
For sure. And you can find more info on that in the video description.
So yeah, definitely check that out. All right, so we've talked about hotspots and engagement signals and being the best, even if you're not the closest.
Right.
But what are some kind of unconventional ways that people could use this knowledge?
That's a great question.
Could you use it to create some really targeted marketing campaigns or something? Maybe offer special deals to certain neighborhoods?
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely use it to inform your marketing strategy in a really granular way.
There are so many possibilities.
This is just the beginning. There's a lot to explore here.
I love it. Well, until next time, happy diving.